Hey YouTube, Wolf Metal Development, and this is my 281st weekly update. I'm going to preface this update by saying I got some sort of little bug early in the week, probably like Tuesday or Monday, and what ends up happening with me is that first day it hits me, I actually feel really good. So Tuesday I had a great pressing day. Things went great. I ended up doing a single at 180, and I felt like I had a little more in the tank on log. And then from then on, it was just downhill, which is just perfect because I have a comp tomorrow. So, as if I wasn't already kind of, less than confident about this particular comp, now I'm just like, great. People are going to love to be around me, just coughing and my nose leaking after every event. It'll be great. I'm going to be the talk of the town. People are going to love me. But that's okay. I'm just going to have a good time anyway, and that's the important thing. So, anywho. Let's just get right into the nitty-gritty, what you guys are interested about. These are the things you won't see on the week of videos, my 2 videos that come out every Wednesday at 1 a.m. Those are usually my working sets or my back down sets or even my conditioning sets, whatever you want to call them. I've talked about this before, but the main reason that ends up happening is because when I get to my heavy sets, I usually work up to a heavy set of something, and usually have a heavy set of singles now, with every particular movement that I'm doing. Normally when I'm doing that, it's relatively early on into the training. I mean somewhere within the first 40 to an hour, 40 minutes to an hour into the training session, so I'm usually pretty busy getting things done, getting in the zone. I don't have time to sit there and stop and either set up my camera or ask somebody to film for me, so later on in the training is usually when I get the opportunity to ask somebody to help me out and to film for me. Usually my lovely girlfriend does me that solid. But anyway, they said Monday went pretty damn good. I'm sorry, I meant Monday was a good day. Doing sets of 7, hit 140. For my top set of 7, it was rough. Worked up to that single of 180 and did a little bit of accessories. Ended up cleaning a 210 log, that's technically a PR. I've never had that in the rack position before, 210 on any kind of implement, so that's a step in the right direction. It was a rough clean, but it reminded me once again that I think on Mondays I'm going to start bringing a spare shirt because I was so sweaty that I literally just put a towel there, and just that dryness of having that there allowed me to actually be able to clean it. So that's a step in the right direction. Tuesday squats, like I said, everything was setting in. Now that I'm looking at the actual training, I'm remembering how this week went. And I'm forgetting that it's Friday because this whole week has been so weird because I trained Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and normally I have Wednesday off. So my week feels all wrong. So I'm so mistaken. Just bear with me, understand that I'm a little bit fucked up right now, okay? Tuesday, did squats. They were basically a joke. Worked up to like a set of, I think, 10 or 11 on 185. Didn't even work up to a heavy single because it was just like, there's no point to this shit. It was just a shit show. Everything felt weak. It was the one day I actually really felt weak. Day 3, which would have been Wednesday, normally my Thursday with Axel work, worked up to a 3-rep max of 175. Managed to really kind of still pull that out, but honestly it was really tough. I mean, it was a bad training day. This whole week is kind of a wash, and it's okay. It sucks, but it's okay. Because I've got more weeks. I've still got a little bit of time left to put some more weight on things that need to have weight put on them. So it's fine. I'm just gonna have to just accept it and move on. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm preparing as best as I can with what I've been given this week. And then yesterday was deadlifts. Normally I would do that today, but I did them yesterday. Worked up to supposed to be a 5-rep max. I had 365 in the bar, and when I got to rep 3, honestly, I was just like, felt like I couldn't breathe, felt like I couldn't get enough air. I felt like that basically all week. I just got so much shit in my chest, I just can't. I take a deep breath and it's like, oh, I'm not getting enough air, it just feels that way. So it sucks, but, working sets, 275 for fives, basically. I wanted a lot more than that, but it's all my body could handle. It is what it is, sometimes you have weeks like that, and sometimes, I have a video on my channel somewhere about where I talk about training while sick, and honestly I'm thinking about doing a redo of that video. I want to redo a lot of those old videos just because I've become more experienced and maybe my opinions have changed. I may even do them in the style where I'm sort of ripping myself, where I just sort of play the video and then just lean into it and call myself an idiot, or like, oh yeah, no, I still feel that way. I know some people delete videos when they've been sort of shown to be completely asinine or wrong. I guess I understand that if you have a gigantic following and people sort of hang on your every word, but for me, I don't really like that. I like the fact, I like when people sort of keep up like bad tweets and stuff like that, because it shows growth when you can come back later and say, look, I used to be this person, but I'm not that person anymore, that kind of thing, or I used to have this ideology, or I used to have these feelings, but I no longer have them. I think that shows growth, and I think just as kind of a personal thing, I don't think I'll ever delete any of my videos that I have up, just because, every year I'm a different person, really every day I could be a different person, always trying to grow, and if I were to delete those, it would be sort of trying to pretend like I wasn't once that. It would be like deleting my very first episode. I wouldn't do that. I know YouTube has taken down some of my videos. I'm not exactly sure why, but if you go to like my weekly update playlist, some of the videos are missing, and I didn't delete them. I don't know where they are. YouTube took them down for some reason, whatever reason that is. I couldn't tell you, but I would never take down a video of mine, an old weekly update especially, because it would be like trying to forget where I came from, and I don't ever want to do that. I want, this to eventually be a place where people can go, oh, look, at one point he was way down here, but then he did this, or he did that, and he did this, and this worked for him, and there's literal proof, and there's like a record, a ledger of me changing over time, and I think that's a good thing. And I think if you really fuck up, I don't think you should try to pretend that you didn't. I think you should try to show that you've grown or learned better from that. Sort of why I show when I have bad lifting days too. It's part of the process. If you did everything perfect the first time, you're either a freak, but odds are you've never learned anything. That's why a lot of really spectacular athletes are actually terrible coaches, because they don't know why you keep your elbows slightly tucked in the bench press. They don't even know why you would say that cue to somebody. They don't know why you would say, pull from your pinkies on a deadlift. They don't understand that, because they've never had to work on that cue before just to help somebody keep their lats a little tighter. But a shitty athlete who worked really hard, they're probably going to be a pretty good coach, because they had to learn all those things. So my point with all of that is deleting videos, deleting tweets, getting rid of old stuff. I don't really remember what my original point was there. Just show progress. I don't think there's anything wrong with showing progress and showing that you've changed as a person. Right, redo videos. They could still come at some point. So keep an eye open. Keep an ear open. Probably going to be finishing up my stone video pretty soon here. Going to be finishing it. I popped it. Got some footage from that. The finishing series is going to require just a little bit of time to film. And then once I do that, I can start putting everything together. The plan is to have a, what's the word for it? A commercial, I guess, for it, and then release everything. But I won't release a commercial until I have it all set up, and then I'll probably do them on like Sundays, Sundays, 1 a.m., something along those lines, Eastern time, by the way. Regardless, look forward to that fun stuff. I did take a step on that stone video, by the way, and actually looked through all my footage and labeled it accordingly and put it in the proper folders. So things have been organized and labeled. That's a step in the right direction. Progress, right? It's always forward. It doesn't matter how far or how much. As long as we're moving that direction, that's all that really matters. So always keep moving forward. And even when you have a shit week, sometimes take it as an opportunity that maybe maybe you get a little extra rest. So move forward, and if you don't, then what's your excuse?